All right. So, um, what we want to do today is we want to make an actual PR onto this to make our first PR. So
Right.
we can complete the whole loop of contributing. Of course,
Exactly.
there'll be feedback on the PR, etc. Um, so what I'm thinking for our first contribution, let me just pull up the example website. But we went through figuring out how this guy or gal's PR works and like how to use it. So
Hmm.
what I think was what we should do for our contribution is just make a example on their documentation website. So we're going to contribute documentation.
Great.
And so I'm thinking we can just maybe add a little tab here that's like accessibility
Hmm.
and then just show an example.
Yep.
And we're going to do it a little bit complicated way because usually you would do a PR onto like the master branch like they're doing here or whatever branch they have, like a development branch or etc.
Hmm.
But we're actually going to PR off this person's branch because the code hasn't been merged in yet and we want to use their code.
Yeah. Sounds
Yep.
good.
And then we'll do a PR onto their branch, which they can merge in, or we can resync up, whatever. We'll do a video on if it is. It's kind of a complicated process,
Right.
but it's a good thing to know. It's a good complex thing. So also I noticed that they responded to some of our feedback, so that's awesome. So that's
Yeah.
fun. So let me go ahead and just like exit this out, I guess.
Hmm.
So they're right. They abstracted this, although it broke some stuff and decreased the coverage, of course, which makes sense because it's new files. We can
Hmm.
actually check what they changed. And they said this was good. They like the idea here.
Hmm.
But see, this is where we have to understand with refactoring because one, refactoring is hard. Like it sounds like it's so easy, but like refactoring is easy to break things. Um, but you got to do it well. And luckily, this has a lot of test coverage.
Hmm.
But basically, what this person's responding is saying like, I'm looking at other stuff and it looks exactly the same. Like I'm just following the convention.
Right.
But they do like our idea, so I'm going to reply in a political way. You know what I mean? And I meet them in the middle and say like, yes, you're following the convention, but also I agree. This is a 1600 line file. Maybe later in a different PR, that's what they're saying as well.
Hmm.
We could start refactoring some of these render functions. So that's what I'm gonna respond here.
Yeah. That sounds great. Just another point on refactoring. I mean, you don't want to be doing too much in one PR. And
Yep.
so refactoring all this or starting the refactor project with Select.js, we're going to open a whole can of worms of all these tests that need to be pointed to different files. If you refactor one, we need to make note to refactor all of these functions, so on and so forth. There's going to be so much that we open when we start talking about refactoring.
Yep. And when you refactor, you really want to have test coverage. You know, whether it's manual test coverage and you just have a document regression, or you have some automated test coverage, but you need test coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're probably gonna break things. If you look at the what's that guy's name? I keep forgetting his name. Martin Fowler.
Yeah.
He always says like write a test. But look at all this test coverage. So
Yeah, it's
all right,
good.
cool.
And
Let's view the changes too.
yeah, I was saying we look at that and maybe we can find where the end-to-end test is failing.
Well, I'm not gonna try to find where the test is failing, but I'll let them do that, but I do want to make a contribution. Okay, so they moved it to accessibility index. That sounds good. That's a good place to put the types. Yeah, okay, cool. So what they did export it. Did they import it? Yeah, they imported it right here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a flow thing because I don't really know flow. So,
Yeah, that's true. If it's just
or it could
um,
just be a timeout issue. I mean, they have edge to edge tests, so those get times out. I guess let's click it since now you got me interested.
yeah, I was just gonna say we could look. I mean, if it's we also could be a good
I'll have
look
to
into. Oh,
let's see.
this could be a good look into Circle as well, which a lot of people use also because a lot of people also use it because they give a very generous package for open source products.
Okay, it's not. I'm not. Let's see, what was
Oh,
the
yeah.
React?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Go right click and go back, and then try to open it
Oh, I
again.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Details. Okay, it wanted me to sign in and it messed up. All right, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so what did it fail? Oh, it looks like it's just wait, hold on.
Looks a
Cypress
Cypress.
is installed, but oh, so it looks like that just an install issue. Yeah, so they probably just need to refresh it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe didn't pick it up, or you remember we did look at that PR where they're updating Cypress and maybe something went wrong if they merged that in or something.
Right, that's true. They did point to a different binary in Docker for Cypress,
Yep.
so that could be the issue.
Cool. So nothing to do with this code really. Looks like it
Exactly.
just needs to be refreshed and checked. All right, so let's pull the code. Also, it would be nice to see how to pull someone's code to work with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I always forget how to do this, so I looked it up right here.
Right. We were looking at this yesterday.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do that. So pull it, and then I'm gonna call it access updates. And then I'm gonna call it demo because I'm gonna make my own. Well, this is gonna whatever. Let's just do this. Let's see what it does. Can't find it. All right.
Well, you
Oh
didn't
wait,
put the
do I not have
ID.
the remote? I didn't what?
You didn't
Oh
put the
yeah,
ID.
duh. Okay. What's the number here?
Uh,
4161. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do 4161. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
All right, so git checkout access update. Cool.
Great. Now you
All right,
created
there we
your
go.
branch off of their PR.
Yep. Created a branch of their PR. So I think if we make changes here, it should not make changes to their branch, right? So
Correct.
okay, but anyway, so let's do that start thing, right? Because apparently when we run yarn start, it already links it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can view our local demo page. And then let's also pull up our manual. Did I save that manual thing? Because we already had an example working when we manually tested, right? So
Right. So we should have it in your forked code sandbox.
yeah. So recently viewed this one.
Yep. 23 hours ago. That's probably.
It says fork. Yeah, here it is. Cool. So we can just what we're gonna do is just basically make a smaller version of this and plug it into those examples. So let's just go see how to change those examples over there.
Right.
All right, so let's see if it's running. Looks like it. Come on, there we go. All right, here we go. All right, cool. So let's go. We want to put it in advance. We decided they can tell us to move it elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how to add a tab and add a section here.
Yep.
So we're gonna go here.
Hop into docs.
So app.
So yeah, it's either looking for
examples,
pages.
Right? Or pages. Yeah. This is a Next.js app, right? I bet that's what it is.
Most likely.
Yeah, because it has the pages folder. That's usually I don't know.
I
We can
don't
see
know what
though.
the examples is the only thing.
Advanced.
Pop in
I think
advanced.
examples is where you import from the examples.
Oh
like
yeah.
They're just abstracting it nicely.
Yeah, you can see it right here. They're taking in all the examples, and they're probably just throwing them in to the actual advanced page component.
Yep. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so let's see. Oh, they're doing some markdown. Okay, cool. So I've never seen this before, but it looks like they're able to write this in markdown somehow, which is nice.
Yeah, they're in the component.
So if you don't know what to do, if you've never seen the code before, what's good is just try to recognize the pattern. So it looks like this is a pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're going to do is probably just copy this and see what happens. We're just going to poke around and just try things. Because I've never seen this code before, but it looks like there's a following pattern, example wrapper, some markdown code. So we're just going to follow that pattern, right?
Yep. And I'm sure if we pulled up the page, we could see, methods right there. And that's probably the header. Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. So we know how to do it. So let's see. Experimental, it says.
Yes.
All right. Well, our thing's not very experimental, but whatever. All right.
We
So
can
let's
put it
just
somewhere in there. Yeah.
Let's just copy this.
Mm-hmm.
We just copy this part. That's fine.
Just
all right. So here, let's just try it, and then we'll say accessibility.
Yep.
Okay, you don't have to say example. Here is an example of how to use custom messaging. I forget what they call it.
Yeah, we'll pull that up as we're writing the
Yeah.
example component.
Ah, look at that. It's already added in. Perfect.
Easy. Yep.
Okay, so it's showing a different example. So let's change this. All right, so it's the wrapper, the labels pop out. That's not what we want. We want accessibility, I
And
think,
it's
right?
yeah, well, it's pointing right to accessibility, and it's pointing right to the example's path.
Yeah.
So we could probably change that to
So we're
accessibility
gonna say,
JS.
yeah. Okay. Even though it doesn't exist, we're just gonna do it.
I
Don't
think
really know what this wrapper does, but we're just following the conventions that's already outlined, and let's just do this accessibility,
I
right?
think
Oh,
you
I
I think you missed a
typed wrong.
yeah. And then we'll need to create the component and import it in.
Yep. Why is this path? I don't really know how that works. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
All right, so let's go to the top, and we'll import it, even though it doesn't exist, and now we'll create it.
Yep.
So new file, this.js. And okay, so the problem here is they don't have a ticket open for this or anything, so we don't really know if they want this. So this is kind of a dangerous thing to do. Plus, we're also making PR on someone else's PR, whatever. But the idea here is one, we're going to show you how to make a contribution in general.
Mm-hmm.
But two, the reason we're doing this is because they have really good documentation. I mean, really good. Like the way they have examples is nice. The website's really nice to build documentation. I love this. I wish I had this for some of my stuff at work.
Right.
But we're just gonna try it, and if they don't want it, they don't want it. We close it, but at least we got some practice coding. So
Yeah, and this is a good. It's dangerous, but it's a good angle to come from because nobody. I mean, documentation is something near and dear to everybody.
yeah,
It's just something that we can see that they're passionate about from all of the work that they've put in it already.
yeah.
So even if they say no to it, hopefully we can kind of spin it off into something else.
Yep. All right, cool. So all I did was just copy one of the other components, and I'm just deleting a bunch of the boilerplate that I don't think we need. I don't really know if we need it, but we'll see. All right, so let's just call this accessibility.
Yeah, we can most likely go to Code Sandbox and pull
Yeah, I will
the
copy that in
render
a second.
function. Yeah.
I just want to see this working before we do that. Okay, so lots of code we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, so it'd be nice to have a generator. Okay, so I already broke something here, which makes sense.
Are things not being imported correctly?
Let's see the logs. Yeah, here we go. Was not found. Okay.
Dash.
Here, let me just make sure I spell everything
Right. Yeah.
Not found.
It is there.
Wait, no. Hold on. Where did I put it? Did I put it in the right place?
Is it in docs examples? Yeah. Yeah, you're in docs.
Docs pages.
Advanced.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, well, can you go to another example wrapper?
Huh?
I'm just making sure that we have the syntax for the URL path and the raw. It looks the same.
Yeah, I just copied it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I'm probably just not exporting or something right, or it's breaking. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably because of like all this extra stuff that's not compiling. I don't know because I don't have
we don't have everything set up.
Well, I don't have flow set up, so
yeah.
Okay, so let's just clean it.
Yeah, really just.
Wait, no, don't do that.
You'll need it's like you'll need the fragment at least.
Yep.
And the component.
All right,
yeah.
cool. All right, still not found. All right, so what's here? Is this the same word? Yeah. It's typed right.
So let's look at the folders.
We're obviously making a really dumb mistake here.
Yeah. Can we look at the folder structure? Is there another directory called examples that we're missing? No, it's right there. Can't be another one.
No, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Here, let's comment. Sorry, I probably added too much without checking. Okay, so it's definitely this part right here that's breaking. See? Oh, you know what? I just figured it out. They have an index file. Yep, check it out.
Oh, they're exporting. Okay, from
yeah, because they're see that's why. Okay, so we could either. Yeah, this is a common pattern. I keep forgetting about this pattern. So we could have done like this, from examples / accessibility, right?
right.
But they don't want you to have to type the / each time, so they just make an index folder and you can just pull from an index. Python does this as well with their
Yeah.
init.pys.
And this is what you would do with a TypeScript module. Um,
Keep
yeah,
it.
it seems like
Looks like
they're.
it's sorted. All right. So one thing I did notice is that there's a double label here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this label here already creates a header, so I'm just going to remove this header. I don't need to do that. Let's
Right.
see what it looks like.
Yeah, and then it'll just be an empty
There we
fragment.
go. All right, so like you said, let's just grab everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't need the React
Yeah, I don't need the
DOM stuff.
render.
It's already rendered. And let's just stick it in here real quick. Yeah, okay, that works.
And we could
It has it in a fragment. So let's okay, yeah, let's just keep this. Why not? Let's just change this. So all we're doing is we already had that code sandbox, so why recreate it from scratch? Let's just do this. Don't need the state. Oh no, it has a state.
We do
Okay,
need, yeah.
Well, are we using the state though? I mean,
Are we using it? Yeah, are we using it for this one is very important.
Okay, so we broke something.
Are we importing too much?
Oh yeah, we're importing docs like data. Oh yeah, right. The data doesn't exist.
Style.
This. Yeah, hold on. So we don't need a lot of this. Sorry, I'm just gonna do a bunch of stuff. All right, so they have the data right here. They have style components right there. And then they already have some imports for us. So there we go.
And
all right, so that should do it. Single quote. Yeah, doe. I don't know why it has double quotes. I'm just going to let that fix. Oh, yeah, the is focus is something we put in there. Don't want that. Okay, cool.
Looks there like yeah, it might have. Is it just yelling at you about double quotes?
Oh, yeah, shit. Can I fix it for. Yeah, fix all quote problem. There we go.
There you go.
Perfect. Cool, and then it's yelling at me about types because they don't have flow. So we need to install that if we're going to keep working on this.
Right.
All right, cool. Let's just see if this works now. Oh, I didn't check the errors. Let me see. Errors are gone. Perfect.
Compiling.
All right, I'm going to cut this out because I don't need it. Cut this out. Don't need it. Hey, look at there we go.
There's our component. Awesome.
Cool. So let's all right, so we're pretty much done, almost done here, right? We have the custom accessibility component.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remove some of this junk that we don't need because we let it put in a lot of stuff. Let's try to make it a bare minimum so people can see the bare minimum example, right?
Right. So the bare minimum for this is being able to use your keyboard to select an item, or even just just selecting it with your mouse, but most of the time somebody actually using accessibility features will be using their keyboard. And that's what our test is using as well.
Yeah, so they don't need all this extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was just all the extra stuff. This all comes from okay, so just once again, where that came from is this automatically generates a code sandbox for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we just opened that up and then we forked it. Wait, sorry, that's not where it is. Where did I see that again? Oh, it's at the top. Yeah.
Yeah,
right
if there's a.
So we just forked that, and their code sandbox probably has everything built in, so you could manually test, manually do a regression test.
Yeah, they've built some sort of template that adds all this.
Yeah. So we're just going to remove that stuff because really we just want to show them this basic stuff. So honestly, yeah, I can delete a lot of it.
Yeah, we only need the color options to be able to select them.
Don't even need the nodes.
Yeah, it's like there's not a lot for this. Really, like you're saying, is bringing it down to bare minimum.
There we go. All right, cool. So we're done, really. We could do that freeze thing to check, but I mean, this should work with his code. We checked that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything else.
Yeah, and so really all this is showing is this accessibility object here at the top. And how to use that in the bare minimum React Select component.
Yep. Also, this event type, it can be other things. So they're going to have, so he's adding a new prop. So that prop will be documented hopefully here automatically. I don't know how the props get documented, but maybe they'll tell us document it.
Right.
Yeah,
so that'd be.
Let's check that again because the prop has some options, and you need to know how those work, because accessibility, it does look a little complicated, right? Like you're basically passing in this event. This event gets called, and then you have to do a what's this called? A builder, no, not a builder pattern. What's the pattern
Factory
called?
pattern.
Factory pattern. Thank you. You do a factory pattern based on the events and the disabled to let you know what's going on. So
Yeah.
oops, sorry. Anyway, whatever. We got something going here. Oh yeah, let's check the code. Let's see if it
Yeah, if we
shows my code.
go
Right.
down to accessibility, and then yeah, if we click on the
Yep.
right there,
Look at that.
that's
Easy.
this is very well put together
Yeah.
documentation.
I know. I love this. I'm gonna push this more at work. This is nice. He added. I just want to check this a little bit. I mean, we're done here. We're gonna open the PR in a second, but I just wanted to check, just for my knowledge, how the new prop works, right? Because he added a new prop.
Yes, this one right here.
Or no, the accessibility prop already exists, right?
No, I believe he didn't. We see that he added that.
Yeah. He added it right here.
Yeah. So then the question is, does this accessibility prop get auto?
Put into the documentation.
Right.
So if it doesn't, that's another thing for us to do, right? We can. That's another contribution we can make. We can make a new PR, and Hacktoberfest loves us even more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
And if you look, we're talking about the builder. Here's the different types, or the factory pattern. Here's the different types of ARIA messages.
Yeah.
You can see in here, and so
these types, right? Yeah.
Yes, those right there. And so we could see.
It would be good to make examples of each one of these, right? Like have one big function that shows each one. That'd be nice.
Right. Yeah.
So let's start with this. Let's keep it simple because we don't even know if they want it. So let's not add features until we know that they want it, right? MVP style, like indie hacker style here.
Correct.
All right, cool. I think we're good.
I think so too. This is it's a great thing to add to the documentation. We see how this works. We can PR to help somebody else out. I think you've changed it.
Did I change something else? Let's see. This is the thing we need. Yeah, this is all good.
Import that. Yep, and it's small.
All right, so let's go ahead and add it. So added example for new accessibility prop. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Hold on, maybe we should reference the ticket number. Let's see.
You might, or it's not a ticket number. It'd be for that's a PR.
Here, let's do the notation. What is it called? Enhance. Let me just do feature. Just reference the PR and just do this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that their syntax? They're using that same.
Oh
syntax?
yeah, right. I should check if they have a syntax. I don't think they do. Issue.
Yeah,
So
we're not
kind of not. Let's do this though, so we can link it. We want that. So let's do PR.
Mm-hmm.
Or
yeah,
I don't know. We can always change it. We can change it.
Yeah. And this is just
the
commit message, and if it doesn't link it, we can check when we make the.
It looks like they're not too formal on them because look at all these commits.
Right.
Maybe we can check it out later. We can always do a new PR. We can always do amends, whatever. So.
Yeah, there's always, this is something that we didn't really, that we're getting to now. Sometimes, I mean, it depends wildly, or it varies wildly depending on the repository. They might have very strict commit messages with what you were just looking at, which is like having.
Yeah, it would be in the contribution docs, but I didn't see it there. But we can always go back.
Right.
Something I forgot to do is, okay, so we're not a member of this repository, so we actually have to fork it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we make
I think you have
PR onto their thing. So
yeah. So then you'll need to just set the URLs.
All right, so I'm going to grab the URL of our fork. You can see we're on our fork right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to create a remote link. So I'm going to say get remote, add URL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say upstream this, right? Nope, I did wrong.
It's
add, remote add upstream this. Then we can do get remote -v. You can see it now.
Mm-hmm.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to get pushed to the upstream.
Right.
Because we can only push to our repository. We can't push to their repository.
And when adding a URL like this, you still have origin. So
Yep.
you see that there's
So we
still
can pull
origin.
from origin to sync up. So
Exactly.
we'll need to do some examples of how you like sync up with origin stuff because it's pretty complicated when you work with a fork, but it's the normal practice
Right.
because you're not going to be a member unless you like really contribute, right?
Yeah. So the flow is you fork the repository, you pull your forked version of it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you push your branch to your forked repository, and then you make a pull request to their repository from your branch.
Yep. And we're gonna make a PR onto his branch, which is this one,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Oh wait, but I have to fork onto his. Let's see if this works. It looks right.
I think that'll work.
No. Look at all these changes. All right, let's just make a PR onto master, and we'll reference his PR and just be like, please merge this first if you want this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not the best. Okay.
No.
While reviewing, thought it might be a good idea to add example in the documentation. Let me know if this is wanted. Also, I'm sorry, but I could not find.
Raid Grand.
Yeah, let's.
You know, I feel like we're doing something wrong here. But you know, you do what you do with what you got.
Yeah, definitely doing something wrong here, but can't figure it out. So just try this, and maybe someone can help us out. All right, so please merge his first, then it should clear up.
So
Yeah,
then you should be
and I
able
mean,
to do.
if he makes changes, we can also show how to do the updates. So
Mm-hmm. You should be able to say, please merge, and then you could be just reference if you do
yeah, I
number
linked it
for
right here
line.
though. So, but yeah,
Yeah, and
merge. Okay, hashtag 4161.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it even finds it. So why can't I find it here?
I
All right,
know.
one more time. It says quality select.
Yep, that's ours.
Wait, let
Which
me see if I do that and then I do this. No, that doesn't make sense. Wait, can I do this? Well, then I'm merging onto mine. That doesn't make sense.
no.
Oh crap! How do I go back?
You copy the text and the that you have right now, and then you're gonna back up. But definitely copy the description
Yeah,
before.
yeah. Okay. All right, let's just do that. I don't like to do it that way, but we're gonna have to end this like that. All right, cool. All right, it's all good.
Yep.
All right, we're just gonna do it.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
don't like it. I don't like it.
And we'll come back and we'll try again,
All right, so we got some merge issues.
which is the
All right, let's just
same.
see if it made a PR. Yep, we did. We made PR.
Cool. We made a
Bam.
PR.
Yay!
And then yeah, so we're there, and it's actually the little yellow thing on there means circles running or whatever CI is running.
The whole build pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We can go here and I'll show details right here.
Mm-hmm. And then there's
All right,
a
so we made our first
conflict.
contribution.
Yeah, there's a conflict here, but there's still a conflict on the other one too. So we both have to fix that.
Right. So we'll come back and show you once they update theirs to fix that conflict. We'll show you how we update our branch. So.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, now we're contributors of the React. Well, I mean, they had.
Well, we have.
We did do a lot here. We learned a lot. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're contributing. This is part of contributing. Even if your pull request doesn't get put in there, you've had some discussion on this PR. You've created another PR with documentation. This is it. You're contributing to an open source project.
Yep, this is a big deal.